Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. I really appreciate it. In case you're wondering, this is Deirdre, work for Quick Software, have been for quite a couple of years. It's my absolute pleasure to play with you today. And today what we're going to focus on is retrieving of stuff into invoicing module. So that you don't have to capture all the information all over again. And then, of course, I'm also going to play with refunds, the dreaded refunds, guys, that we're waiting months for nowadays with the airline. So let's talk about QuickTrav. As you know, QuickTrav has got all these nice programs for you. We allow you to do some car hire vouchers. We allow you to do accommodation vouchers. And then, of course, we get into the nitty-gritty of the finances. So we have invoicing module for invoices, your receipting module for the main module, and depending on whether you're on light and full, it also has cash books and all of that in there. And then the very last thing is the nice little green pyramid, which is the general ledger, as you know by now. And in the general ledger, we print out your financials. So there you can see exactly how much money you've made, which we refer to as income, and how much money you've spent, which of course is your expenditure. And then at the bottom, we have something called your balance sheet. And that is where we can see how much money you owe suppliers, how much your clients owes you. And of course, if you are owed commission from any of your clients, that is also in there. So that happens in the GL. So for the next 4 months or so, we're going to play predominantly in the invoicing, the main, and in the general ledger. So you guys are going to be stuck with me for a long time if you decide to join these sessions. Today's session is to remind you that if you are using the car hire program that I have here in the back, or the actual voucher program, okay, if you've done any vouchers and you get your supplier invoice, that you don't have to type all the information that you already have in that voucher. You don't have to type it up again. You can tell QuickTrav in the invoicing module to please go and retrieve it. So let's go look at a voucher. I'm just going to choose any voucher now. Let's choose one, a D11. Okay, so here is the voucher we did for the City Lodge Morningside. We'll just talk about this quickly so that you can see. In here, it is for a particular company called D1. The passenger was Tracy Urban. It has some order numbers in here, and can you see all this grayed out stuff here talking about employee numbers, travel bookers, references, cost centers, and all of that. Okay, if you're wondering where we get or where we enforce this information from, all of this information is forced in your invoicing module. So I'm going to quickly jump into invoicing just so that I can show you. So if you have a finicky client that says, listen here, I'm sorry, every invoice must have an order number. Every invoice must have a second reference or something like that. It happens in your corporate setup. So if you're wondering where I went, it's either the 3 wise men, or you can go to setup, clients, corporates. It'll do the same thing as it did just now. It'll open up your register for you, and all you need to do is open up the data. Now, at this point in time, your screen might look a little bit different from mine. And why I'm saying that is at the bottom, can you see I have a heck of a lot of little tabbies here at the top. So we all will have, and you will have, I promise you, you'll have this general tab, which is really just your address and contact details. Okay. You will have a billing tab. I promise you, you will have it. And this is where you can force order numbers. I don't know if you can see here at the top where you can force order numbers. Okay. Now this is if your client says, I will not pay an invoice if I don't have an order number. In here, you will come and you will force that order number, guys. Very important. Okay. This is just a recap. We're not going to go into too much things. It's really just, as I said, I want to show you the two comparison. And then, of course, we have something called references. So if your client says to you, listen, over and above order numbers, I want something else. My second reference needs to be a project number. I want a region, and I want you to specify regions. All of these things are what we refer to as references. And you can see here, it's the reference tab. Now, it is activated, and you can see here we've forced all of them. Okay, now keep in mind, as I said to you, my voucher system will always read from the invoicing system And that's why I showed you this. This particular client, ABC Trading, said, this is everything I want to see on any voucher, on any invoice, or any document. Okay, so there it is. It's in the client setup. When we go back into the voucher, remember this grayed out portion we have here in the passenger? There's the order numbers, the project numbers, etc. If you need it for your clients and it's not currently on your system, give us a ring. Pop us an email or phone the support desk and say, hi guys, my client has more specifics and it wants more stuff from me. Can you help me set it up? And I promise you, we can make sure we match your client's SLA agreement 100%. So if you don't have it, we can put it in. Also, if your client doesn't need it, no need to go and switch on fancy bells and whistles. All right, so back in here, this was the voucher. The check-in date was in December. Checkout was in the 1st of Jan. The payment method here you can see is your bill back, agency to pay, as well as any extras. There was no limit on here. Okay, so this is the voucher you originally did. So a few days goes by, and the next moment, what happens? You get an invoice from the supplier, correct? Your job now is to go and invoice this particular voucher. Okay, now as I said to you, if you do it the long way, you're going to type all of this information all over again. And I know of some people that actually goes into this voucher, then they print it out and then they take it to the accounts department and say, oh, you better do it. Okay, accounts people, we're going to be clever from now on. We're going to show you how to retrieve this voucher so they can bring that piece of paper to you. But you've got a magic trick, and this is how you do it. When you get the supplier invoice, go check what your voucher number is. In this case, it is voucher number 10. Can you see voucher number 10 at the top? To invoice this, plain and simple, in invoicing. Let's close all of this so we don't confuse myself, and maybe one or two of you, but definitely me. We know it's voucher 10. We have our supplier invoice in front of us. All we're going to do is we're going to go to File, New Invoice, or click on the blue page. Same thing, guys, same thing. And all you're going to do is going to go to a magic button here at the bottom called Retrieve. And what was that voucher number? Remember my voucher number, I'm jumping back to show you. Voucher number is 10. All I'm going to do here is document type, say, go and retrieve from my accommodation vouchers. And you can see we have many options there. Accommodation voucher, voucher number 10, retrieve. Okay, my system will try and pull in as much as it wants. Okay, what this Oki is moaning about is I've specified some extras on my voucher, probably some transfers, etc. This Oki is just saying, yeah, listen, I'm not sure who was supposed to pay for the extras. Can you please just go and update it if you need to? All you're going to say is, I've got your back, computer. Click on close. Now here is the info. I want to do this so I can put them to the two next to each other so you can see. Right, so here's vouchers on left-hand side. Here's invoicing on right-hand side. Let's see if it did what it was supposed to do. Okay. The travel date is correct. You can see it's there. The passenger is the same. The hotel is the same. Okay. It has given you a rate right now because invoicing thinks that you only were charged 500 Rand on here. Now you and I at this point in time, we're going to put brakes on, handbrake turn. Why? Because at this point in time, your job is to make sure that the totals we have here in invoicing actually matches your supplier invoice 100%. Okay, now this year we're going to have a quick discussion, and if you guys want to unmute your mics, we're just going to get opinions here. I'm not saying if there's any rights or wrong. Do you guys invoice in separate lines, or do you look at the big invoice total and just charge that particular invoice total and then split it? Because I know some people are putting in the accommodation as one line, then they put in the extras, so maybe your drinks and meals as another line, and then maybe your transfers as another line. However you choose to do it, it's okay. There's no right, there's no wrong. If you think about it, your client is going to determine how you're going to show the invoicing, whether you're going to show it separately or whether you're going to have it as extra lines. Anybody want to unmute your mic and maybe make a comment? You're most welcome to do so.
Hi, Deirdre. So what we do is, or what I do is, for instance, when a invoice comes in and it's accommodation and a transfer, I will invoice the accommodation separately and the transfer separately.
As 2 lines?
As 2 lines, yes.
Okay.
So some of the clients might have a specific budget when it comes to accommodation. And we have separate service fees that we charge per transfer and per accommodation.
Okay, that's clever. I like that idea. Thank you very much. Thanks for sharing. Hannah, I think you also had an idea.
Yes, same here. The reason why our clients ask for a separate line, accommodation and transfers, because remember, it's different transaction types. And like Gabby says, they have budgets for accommodation and a different budget for transfers. So when we pull through reports, if we put everything in the one line item as accommodation, then the transfers and the extras are going to be come up as accommodation as well when we pull through reports under services.
You both actually made an awesome point here, because as you quite rightly stated, even though the City Lodge had a transfer in there, the supplier might be primarily offering accommodation, but the reporting would like to state transfers as well. So yeah, if anybody else wants to say something, yes, then we'll use your examples. Mary, did you want to say something, or are you okay, my darling?
No, I think it depends on the client itself.
Okay.
In most cases, we do everything on a separate line.
Okay.
So it's the flights, the accommodation, transfers. The only thing we do add sort of lump together is if there's breakfast and tourism levies and things like that, that we lump together.
Okay. Thank you. That's excellent. Guys, I love the way you are thinking. I love that you're thinking about your reporting, because we'll have a reporting session next week. I actually thought it was today, and I was like preparing like crazy for it. And then I was like, no, Deirdre, it's just retrieval of vouchers and those kind of things. So next week, you guys will see the impact whatever you choose on these line items will actually make. And I promise you, it is going to be a huge impact. Right. So we have our supplier invoice. We have our accommodation thingy. Your first line, now my system's just complaining because remember my system is already here in, what's his face, in 2020. I trust Deirdre to choose something that's too old. So I'm just going to quickly change that. Sorry, guys, your data is probably going to be much better than mine. Yeah, okay, sorry, computer. This is going to be a long one, hey? 31/12/2020. Whoops, Deirdre can't type. Bear with me. Right. Okay. So you have your supplier invoice number. You're going to type in the invoice number as per your supplier's invoice. This, of course, as we said right now, is just going to be for the accommodation. So we're going to enter that. That is, whoa, oh, that was an old invoice. Oops. Okay, let's make it 2 nights. Sorry, guys, you pretend you know what I'm saying. I'll show you now how it's going to update the left-hand side, okay? So we have our first line, and then you guys are saying, if City Lodge organize a transfer, you're going to take that same line and you're just going to change it to transfers. Now, do you know that there's a copy button here, guys?
Yes, I have used that.
Yeah, copy button will copy that line for you, but it'll allow you to go and make changes on it. So instead of you having to type all of that up there again, we're not going to do that. Simply click on copy. And now in the services, you're going to go look for your transfer. Can you see how I changed it to transfer? And of course, my transfer, how much was that? That was 200 Rand. And my system will add the VAT in there if applicable. All right. If at this stage you had any commission on transfers, you would, of course, put that in. I'm not going to do that now. All right. So we have accommodation. We have transfers. Maybe I want to do extras. Now, extras, unfortunately, unless you have a commission type for extras, you're going to have to either throw it under the accommodation or you're going to have to go and create one for it. Again, it's up to how you want the system to do the reporting. Absolutely up to you. So if you want to throw extras in here as a separate commission type, by all means, guys, you can do that. Deirdre was naughty and lazy, so I'm just going to choose accommodation there. Okay, and what I will do is I'm going to probably put in here extras, just so that I know what that was for. And if my client asks, I can say, and he had a nice supper for 301 Rand and 20 cents. Right. Now, once you've done all of this, you're not going to do your service fees on a separate invoice. It makes absolutely no sense. So keep on adding. Don't worry about you retrieving it that, oh gosh, I can't add anything. Can you see we've already added 2 lines on there? So far, system's happy. Let's go quickly add on a service fee. Add in your service fee, whatever codes you are using here at the top, it is there. If you don't know where to find it, we can show you. And always, guys, always link your service fee to a source reference. Why am I asking you to do that? Because again, for your reporting, if you do your reporting and you need it to link to why you charge a service fee, it was for the City Lodge. If you use this O key and you click your drop down arrow and you link it, the system will know that this particular service fee belongs to transaction reference, your supplier reference A54345. And when we do, again, next week, when we do this training, you will see how it comes into play because we can then juggle with it. And of course, the moment you do that, my system's going to be like, it's Miss Urban. Our passengers, Miss Urban. You don't have to type anything in. Why? Because it reads from that line, copies in as much as it possibly can. And we charge a service fee. Right. At this point in time, I don't know, do you guys have service fees you hide? And do you have transparent service fees?
Sometimes there's transparent service fees. Sometimes where applicable, we can do a markup and hide.
Okay.
Then we merge.
All right. So let's say this 150 Rand service fee is a legit service fee. I want my client to see it. Okay. I want him to see that he is being charged a service because I don't work for nothing. And I know we don't. Right. Once you've added your service fee, you're going to click on save. If you want to charge another service fee, but you don't want your client to see it, you want your client to think that it is part of his land arrangements that he has at the top. So let's say, for instance sake, you want to hide it into the accommodation. You can go new, service fee again, choose the markup. I don't think I've got markups in here, unfortunately. It's on the other one.
All
right.
I didn't see when you went down. It's MU.
Is there MU?
Yes.
I love you. You are wide awake. Okay, my MU, I don't know where I put it. Maybe it was in my other invoicing module. I've got so many invoicing modules. Okay, let's pretend I just want to hide it away as a non-EFT service fee. Okay, pretend it's a markup, guys. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go create a charge. When you do this and you merge it, okay, put in the amount. How much are we going to charge? 300 bucks, okay, because we can. Why not? I'm going to take out that credit card because I'm not going to charge him on his card. On here, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. Can you see that?
Yes.
When you print your invoice, look at your invoice. Invoice has 4. What happened? I'm going to move this around here. Oopsie. Ooh, there I just broke my own invoicing system. Invoicing, thank you, baby. Got a fright there for a moment. Move this. Okay. This 300 Rand was merged into the top line. So your client will never know that you added another markup. In the background, for your accounts people, it's very important because they'll see that this 300 Rand was actually just a service fee. But your client will never ever see the difference. And that is what this little button here, this merge button does. It hides stuff away into something else that you don't want your client to see. It is very handy. Sometimes we need to do it. Come on, guys, we don't work for free. Okay, so that's what the merge does. Another way also for you to quickly see, instead of going through the invoice and every single line, can you see there's a little arrow here next to the service fee on line number 5? That little arrow will indicate to you that this service fee is actually hidden away. Okay, so if you talk to your client and you open up this invoice and you see that little up arrow, don't go and tell him, oh, yeah, we charged you 5 stuff. Zip it immediately and check, because otherwise you're going to give away your dirty secrets. Okay. Right. Now, just to quickly show you again on vouchers and invoicing. Sorry, I'm doing this way. We had all those passenger details and travel booker details and regions and all of that nonsense. The system automatically put that in for you. You never had to go and look at an original voucher to try and find the info, or run to your friend who's a consultant and say, hey, dude, give me that booking file. I need the info. You didn't need it. Why? Because when you retrieved, the system pulled all the info in for you. Okay. Now, you've done your invoice. We've not saved it yet. I just want to quickly show you. Can you see here on the left-hand side in the vouchers? Can you see that this invoice number at this point in time is blank? Okay.
Yes.
The moment, I'm just going to cancel that. Just going to close it quickly. Oh, I just broke my system. Deirdre does that, hey? That's Deirdre for you. Sorry. I will run a reindex, thank you. And it always happens at training, doesn't it? That we kill our systems. I'm like, really, Deirdre, can you not choose a better day not to kill it? Okay, it's just angry with me now completely. So this is what we're going to do. We'll just kill it quickly. Sorry about this. Sorry, vouchers. If you don't want to play with, then I don't have to play with you. There we go. Let's open up vouchers again just to show you, because I really do. This is, if you're a consultant and you joined my training, I'm sorry, but I'm probably going to focus a bit more on the accounts people today. My vouchers is finally opening up. There we go. What's this message? Oh, there it is. I really killed my system, guys. Okay, that was voucher number 10. We remember it was the City Lodge Morningside?
Correct.
See, you guys are checking on me. I love it. Okay, so here's my invoice. The system said here, I pasted accommodation voucher number 10 from the voucher system. I'm so cool. And you're going to say, yes, you are. Now, can you please save the invoice? So you're going to say save. Your accounting analysis comes up, and that is for our accounting buffs. If you want to see which GL codes is going to be hit where, this is basically showing you the various journal entries that's done. Say save. Now, can you see here? Voucher successfully closed. Now you're like, so what happened? If you go into your voucher system, in the supply invoice number, you didn't even have to put anything back in vouchers now to get the invoice numbers in here and to talk about commissions and how much commissions you earn. The system did it for you. Okay. And this voucher now, of course, has a status of closed, guys. Now, if you're doing referral commission tracking and all of those other stuff, then this little notice here that says closed becomes vitally important to you. Okay. Guys, use the retrieve functionality in invoicing, because it doesn't just pull the info in, it writes it back into vouchers and say, vouchers, calm down, we've done an invoice, we're good to go. You only need to worry about the other stuff. Retrieving of vouchers is a huge, huge thing. It does it for accommodation vouchers, and I'm going to quickly show you now car hire vouchers again, because I see I've been waffling on for 20 minutes on one stupid topic. Guys, you can tell me to fast forward, ne? All right. And there it is. It's done. So by retrieving, it updates invoicing module, gives all that information that so you don't have to get a booking file, and it updates hotel vouchers. Shall we do the same one with a car hire voucher? Do you mind?
Not at all.
I love you guys. You are my best friends forever. All right, so let's try and take something a bit more recent so that my system's not going to make me force date changes. So here's a voucher for Namandi. Let's look at Namandi. What did she want? Namandi Kutsia did a voucher for Mr. Fani Bester from Dishes and More, account D26. They had some car rental in Cape Town for 2 days, and there we go. Okay, so at the top it's voucher number, our internal voucher number, and the actual Avis voucher number. You know that 787458? That's the actual Avis voucher number. Right, so what happened? Congratulations, here comes your post. Dong! There's your invoice. Invoice from Avis Car Rental. Please shush, my little puppies. Sorry, now my dog's barking. If she barks too much, unmute and say shush, and then I'll go chase her off. Okay, you've got your voucher, you've got it all. You need to do the invoice. Quite simply, in invoicing, go to a new invoice, use your retrieve button. Change the document type, because what are we retrieving now? Car hire. Yeah, you guys are getting good with this. And of course, it asks for the document number. And what are you going to put? What was the original voucher number? 787458745. And retrieve. What happens? Invoicing says, I'm so good. Goes, it fetches the car hire voucher for you. It says, it's for dishes. And you're going to be like, yeah, you are a dish. Okay. Does it? Now, of course, stuff are in red. Why, guys? Because, of course, we don't know how many kilometers they traveled. We don't know what extra they have. We don't know extra fuel, all of those kind of things. At this point in time, we're going to halt again, and I'm going to say to you exactly as we had this discussion for your accommodation vouchers. You need to decide, are you going to split this invoice up into one line? Are you going to do 2 lines? What your client wants, you will give your client. Okay. Let's go ahead. This is Avis. My service should be car rental. By default, it should actually pull it in here. If for some reason, I don't know if you saw, mine didn't pull it in. If you need to go and tell the system that, listen, your Avis is actually car rental, you don't have to close all of this. If you want it for future, there's a nice little housey there. That housey is actually a hidden button, guys. A lot of our stuff has got hidden functionality. Click on the little housey. Go into the, where's my commission types? Service type there. And just tell the system, listen, your Avis is normally always car hire. Can you please next time remember it? Put it in car hire, save it. From now on, Avis will be car rental. So you don't have to type that up. Okay, so it's an easy way of you quickly changing something on that land supplier. It can be anything. Quickly changing something, saving it, and it will be fine for next time. Right, let's go along. You put in your supply number. Now, as I said to you earlier on, you can decide, are you going to charge the full amount or are you going to charge the lesser amount? Absolutely up to you. I'm going to be lazy now because I think I've spoken 20 minutes on the previous topic, so I'm not going to bore you with that again. I'm going to pretend it was only 1,200 Rand inclusive of my kilometers and all of that. This particular voucher was a direct settlement voucher, which is cool. Why are we doing direct settlement imports, guys? Because we're still tracking commission and we still want to make our money on our service fees, eh? We don't work for free, especially not now. Now, the system has picked up that it was 2 units. It picked up that it was 2 days rental. Remember, based on what Namandi said, it was the 13th to the 15th. What it doesn't do here, guys, is it didn't give the rate because it wasn't sure of the actual rate. Your job now is to go put in that rate. Now, some people are going to say to me, but Deirdre, it's a white field. Why do I need to worry about units and why do I need to worry about rates? And I'm going to say, it's up to you. But if your client phones you and says, I want to know how many car days rental I had for the last 2 years, don't phone me because I'm going to tell you, go look at every single voucher. Yes. If you do it right now, again, your reporting is going to be absolutely gorgeous. Whoever said that, I agree with you. Sorry, I didn't see now who was talking.
It was me, Hannah.
Hi, Hannah. 5 points credit to you.
Yes, I say reporting is made easier when we put in all the information at source during invoicing.
Yeah. Or at voucher. If at voucher you put that rate in, try and get your consultants to do some of the hard work for you so you don't have to do it. Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
stunning, stunning recommendations coming out here, guys. I love you guys. Please keep on doing that. The system then also has something else that says, okay, so over and above your rate of 345 Rand, is there anything else that we can earn commission on? If you can enter it in there. Otherwise, leave it blank. On the right-hand side, the system's going to try and work out 10% commission. And if you're wondering where it got this 10% commission from, it actually got it from the supplier setup. So when you initially did the setups, you might have done it in year or you might have done it in your voucher. Again, double check it back to the actual invoice. And if need be, and you need to make changes and say, no, I only got 45 Rand and 60 cents commission, remember, change the stuff. It always needs to tie up to your supplier invoice. Okay, so let's double check ourselves. We've captured all the info. is the actual invoice due from the client R0? This is where you look at your supplier invoice. If it was paid with credit card, then of course it's going to be 0.
Yes.
Right. The right-hand side, do we still earn commission on this? Yes, we did. Did we put it in? Yes. At the bottom, it says, due to client owes us nothing, we are getting commission here, 45 Rand. So who owes what? Well, the due to supplier is in credit. It's in brackets. If you see it in bracket, it means you better phone Avis Car Rental and say, pay me my money, because they owe you the actual money. Okay. And then, of course, the carbon emission totals, because the system wasn't sure what that carbon emission totals were. If you have it activated, the system's going to ask how many kilograms of emission did you actually have. Simply enter it. And this, of course, you'll agree with me, is on your supplier invoice. So read that supplier invoice. Once you're done, save. Did we work for free? Absolutely not. Here we go again. I'm going to quickly add one service fee. I'm not going to put anything away. I'm not going to merge anything, but I do want it for my reporting. I want to show that I've got a service fee for Mr. Fani Bester. And Guy, you gave me so much crap on the phone. I'm charging you 228 Rand because I can. At this point in time, the system is saying, listen here, you originally did this car hire as a credit card. Would you like to charge his credit card again? You need to decide, how are you doing things in your office? Are you swiping them? Have you already swiped them? Do you want to invoice it as cash? However you do it in your office, please continue doing it. I'm going to say this dude still owes me the money in cash. Whether I swipe his credit card or not, that is a separate thing we'll handle in the main module via Ivory Batch or however. But for now, I want this as cash. So it's not going to be a credit card. Be careful with these payment methods, guys, because if you choose the wrong payment method and you leave it on credit card and you forget to swipe, you're going to lose out on that money. Okay, so here we go. We save it. Again, the system is going to tell us that it pasted the transaction from car hire. So it's really cool. And all we do now is we go ahead and we save. In car hire, can you see car hire has now said, thank you, we did an invoice. My status on this is now actually closed. And you can go into the invoice history and it can show you some stuffies in there. Or alternatively, simply look on the stuff on the right-hand side. Okay, again, big things, guys. Use this retrieve function so that it can close the vouchers for you in car hire and accommodation vouchers. There's no need for you to go and do stuff manually if the system can control it for you. Okay. Right. Any questions about retrieving car hire and accommodation vouchers? Anything you feel uncertain of that you would like to ask a question?
No, I'm good.
Everybody good to go? I like it. All right. So there you have that. The last thing I want to show you that you can do, and I'm sorry, I'm just jumping into another program because I've changed my performer invoices to be called something else for another client, and I haven't changed it back. The other thing I want to show you that you can retrieve. Who does performer invoices?
Sometimes we do when we're needing prepayment.
Okay, so there's quite a few of you doing performer invoices. Okay.
We do sometimes, yes.
Okay, cool. So you know how to do your performer invoices and you know there's a register for it. Okay, so you will have it like file and there's your performer register for you. Okay, please bear in mind if you've done performer invoices and you know the invoice, the performer invoice that you want to retrieve. Like I want to, this Swartland wines, this 45,000 Rand one, or wait, let's take the 5-line one. If I've done a performer invoice for Quick Software of 5 lines, and I'm definitely not going to go and type all of that up, okay? All I need to do is go into my new invoice, tell the system to retrieve. Okay, it's just complaining about my accommodation because I stole it now. But at the document type, remember we've got car hire, invoices, credit notes, wada, performer, the performer number, and retrieve. And there you go. Okay, Do not type things up unless you have to. Okay, if you can get the system to help you out and do stuff for you, guys, why wouldn't you? Okay, there you go. Your pro forma, which was 5 lines, there you can see 5 lines with a total of 1,755, is now a legit invoice. So cool, so awesome. If you do want to make changes, of course, and you don't want that service fee for $5. I mean, I don't work for $5. It should have been 500. Save it. Save it. And once you're ready to go, simply click on save. Right. And that's it. Somebody asked me, and I can't remember if I can't see if the lady's on the group now. She said to me, is there a way that I can see if all my pro forma invoices were turned into real invoices? The answer is yes, and I will show you next week, Tuesday. Okay. Unfortunately, not at a quick glance, but you can pull a report to see it. All right, so we'll do that. Oh, Gats, sorry. I forgot to tell the people I'm in training, or maybe they just never read my email. I think let's blame them. All right. Any questions about retrieving of invoices, retrieving of accommodation vouchers, retrieving of car hire vouchers? Okay, guys, in the same breath, if you did a credit note, okay, and this is probably, we're going to get into this now. If you did an invoice, whoops, let me open this again big. Let's make it big because we're done with all the others now. If you did an invoice and you made a mistake and you need to reverse it, okay, all you need to do is 2 things. It's an either or situation. The quickest way of doing a credit note for something you made a mistake on, let's say I made a mistake on this invoice for R1 to Mr. Tom Jones, okay? The quickest way to do a credit note is to simply go in here, highlight it, go to your copy button, go to your paste button, and tell the system that you want to reverse it. That's one way. And save. Okay, mine's complaining because I clearly added some switches afterwards. Yes, I did. Why is mine complaining? It wants a reason. If you don't have a credit note reason on the system and you want one, phone us, email us, we'll tell you how to do it. It's a nice control feature if you do need it. Okay. Mine wouldn't allow me just to save it because as I said to you, unfortunately, and this is cash, let me just make it there. Sorry, it's screaming now. It would need to have a reason. If you want this activated in your system, we'll gladly put it in for you anytime, guys. Okay, because nowadays, yeah, we do want reasons why we're giving credit notes. Okay, and you can just say exactly what the problem was. Simply save it and save. Okay, my system is now just talking about credit control. So those of you who is planning on joining me for credit management, this screen pops up if I have credit management in there, and the system's going to be like, listen, are you sure you want to give this guy? This is what's going to happen. We're going to credit it. Don't stress about this. If you don't have it activated, you're not going to see my nonsense. Okay. Ooh, it's very angry at me. Okay, I'm just going to cancel. Maybe choose another client. Mr. Tom Jones is a bad guy. He never pays us. Don't do leisures, dudes. Okay, let's try this. Okay, this should be easier. Reverse. Okay. Open up. Give the reason. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Let's see here. And flags. There's my reason. It was a finger problem. I'm so sorry. Yes, I'm sure. Save. Save. Okay, that's how easy you can do a credit note. Another way of doing a credit note is if you've done one, and let's say I want to retrieve invoice 8608. What I also can do is open up my credit note. I can retrieve invoice and put in the invoice number 8607. Okay, it's another way of doing credit notes, the quick and easy way. It's not a refund. This is a credit note. We're going to get into credit refunds just now. And again, open up. Sorry, I've got reasons, so I need to say why and save. Okay, this is retrieval in its entirety. You can literally see you can retrieve anything into anything. You can copy paste to reverse and do credit notes quick and easy at the fly, so you don't have to type things up. Any questions about retrievals? Because I would like to move over to refunds. Next. All happy, all good to go. If you are happy and good to go, let's go play with refunds. Right, let's try and see if I can make my screen a little bit smaller so we can try and see what we're doing here. Okay, and invoicing, try and make it smaller. Sorry guys, if it's too small, forgive me, or if it's too big or whatever the case might be. Do you want me to share this document? Then you can look at the documents, or no, you can't because you don't have two. Who's got two screens in front of them? Does anybody work with two screens?
I only have one.
Only have one. Okay. I'm going to try, you know what, we'll take this slow. We'll play with it slowly. I'll make it bigger. Okay. Can everybody see this refunds in here on this billing? Okay. So this is a refund that we received back from IATA for an Emirates ticket here. My document number is that, okay, which is also part of my ticket number. So it's the same refund. The refund number is exactly the same as my ticket number. They've come back and they've said to me they have refunded the client's credit card for an amount of 6861.50. They had a fare. They've given back some taxes as well as some supplementary taxes, your YR and YQ. They then went ahead and said, oh, but sorry for you, we have charged a cancellation penalty. Can you see there? Penalty of 139,850. Now, you've already done the invoice and invoicing module. Let's go see if we can get that invoice number. I just want to quickly, if you don't mind, write down that number because otherwise I have to close and open the screen and move it and all of that. And I am not, I think I can do it faster. All right. So let's check if invoicing, if we ever invoice this ticket. Whenever you get a refund, the very first thing you're going to do is you're going to go and check if you've done a ticket for it. Okay, there's various ways of doing it. The easiest way I find is this little thingy here called display ticket history. Can you see it? It looks like a flag with a magnifying glass. Click on there and quite simply enter that ticket number. I'm quite sure I took the number right. Did I not? Was I naughty? Or was it on the second page? Sorry, my age?
I said it's a correct number you typed in.
Well, I'm hoping 37, unless I was playing and testing on another screen.
2869, ticket number is correct.
Okay. If I didn't invoice it, then I'm going to have to check, I think, another one, maybe the second one. I know I was playing with this morning to make sure I'm prepared. I'm like, oh, my word. Oh, maybe I'm in the light. Okay, guys, I'm in the wrong invoicing module. That would help, hey, being in the right one. Let's try again. Sorry about that. Oh, there it is somewhere ready. 37. I'm just going to take that, and I'm going to show you two refunds, just in case you're wondering. 3, 7, 4, 5, 5, 2, 9, 6, 2. Right. That number was... Whoopsie. This one. So we're going to try and do this one. So let's go into invoicing and change that number 376455289. Yay. Okay. So the system says, thank you. I've got that ticket number. We did an invoice on invoice number 8635 and the account was D2. All right. Now, to do this refund, you can do it two ways. And this is maybe where we're going to get, I'm not going to say there's a right way and there's a wrong way. But again, if we talk about reporting, and if reporting is a big thing in your office and you need it to be 100% correct, the way I'm going to show you now is the right way of doing a refund. I'm not saying the other way is wrong, because we will both get to the same result. But in your reporting, it will not show this ticket as a refund if you do it the other way. So I'm going to show you the right way, and then I'll show you the wrong way. We'll do both on the same screen. Okay. Up to you to decide what you want to do. Some people it's going to be like, but Deirdre, I can just, like that retrieve button you just told me, I want retrieve. That's okay. I'm going to show you the long way, the more correct way for reporting, and then you can take it from there. Right, so now when we did that quick ticket lookup, let me just open it here and move this credit note a bit down so that at least we can see. You know, we work in multiple screens at the same time, or we can, hey? What you're going to do in here is you're going to go and copy. You're doing a new credit note. The account is D2, in case you're wondering where I'm finding it. It tells me there it's D2. All right, it's talking about order numbers and all of that. If it was enforced at this point in time, I would actually go do something like this. Whoopsie. So I would have my invoice number open so I can grab all the order numbers and secretary details from there if it was there. Otherwise, quite simply here in the credit code, new. And what are we doing, guys? We're doing a refund notice. Refund number is 3764552869, and the ticket number was exactly the same. All right. The system's then going to come up and say, hey, we've done an invoice before. Would you like me to import the information? Now, there's no reason for you to say ignore. Let the system bring the info in that it has, save you some time. And you will see now, if you have everything activated like I have, with flight numbers and classes and arrivals and departures and what, if you have all those settings, trust me, you want the system to import it for you. It's not a quick case of just, oh, no, I'll just type it up. Don't do that. Tell the system, import. Okay, now what the system has done, as you can see, it's given me everything, routing, classes, fares, etc., as it was on the original ticket. Okay, now you have to tell me how you do this, because I do things in 2 lines, you might do it in 1 line. But at this point in time, what I would do with this refund notice is I would simply go and save it. Why? Oh, it needs a reason again. It's very cheeky, this Oki, hey? This is a refund. Why am I doing it this way? Because if there's a cancellation penalty, and I'm going to show you there is, in case you didn't see it, if there's a cancellation penalty, I want that cancellation penalty on a separate line, so that when I draw reports and those kind of things, I can see exactly what was deducted off my original refund. You might do it all as 1 line, and that's cool, guys. We're all going to get to the same conclusion in the end. I'm just showing you the way I do it because it has an audit trail. However you do it, as long as we get to the same total, we're going to be cool. All right. Now, this Oki is going to require us to try and move. Okay. Let's see if I can get my invoicing module in here just smaller so that we can actually still read the info. I'm going to do this. I'm trying to pull you, my babes. That's much better. And we're in the refund. And I'm going to do this because it's bigger. All right. So here's my first line. The system says to me, here's my exclusive fare. Can you see 4790? I actually maybe should have gone down a bit so that you can see that. Okay, let's see. Oh, we're still going to fit everything in. Oh, okay, we're going to try and make a plan. Okay, the fare is 4790. Is that correct? Yes, it is. Okay, the system tells me my airport taxes, it originally, without cancellation penalties, came to a total of 3470. Now, the easiest way of doing that is to open up Calc. Just opening up my calculator, I'm bringing it across, and you'll agree with me, all these 2 blocks, that and that, should bring me back to what they said. So let's quickly add up. 287 plus 40 plus 134 plus 793, 199, 19, 38, 1884, and 76. 3470. Does that agree to what we have in invoicing? Yay! Right, so we know the original ticket was actually correct, that we invoiced it correct. Not that we had real doubts of ourselves, but of course we're just double checking. Right. Now, when we have to put in this dreaded cancellation penalty, you can see here 139850 CP. That is your cancellation penalty. What I normally do, and I'm again saying it's up to you. If you want to do it all in 1 line, you can go and change the first line. I normally go like this. I say copy. Make that a 0. Make that a 0 so that I'm left with, no, shush, all of you, go sleep, go to bed. Thank you. Right, sorry about that. Make everything 0 so that you're not left with any garbage that was in there. I shouldn't call it garbage, but you're not left with any leftovers. Make it all 0, and that cancellation penalty, go put it in there as a minus 1398.50. Does it make sense what I'm doing?
Yes.
Again, client total. This was a direct settlement on the client's card. How do I know that? Because this FOB tells me it's a credit card. Right. Oh, it's moaning about published fares. Sorry. I'm just going to say 0. It should be okay. If you have published fares on all of that on, you can see it becomes a pain in the butt when you do refunds. There you go. This is your credit note. I'm going to make it big. And let's look at it. So what does Deirdre do? I have my original ticket value, which came to 8260. And I also show my clients that there was a cancellation penalty of 1398.50. So that when they look at their credit card, they'll see a total of 6861.50. And it also says here, less refunded to credit card. Now, guys, you shouldn't be seeing this ticket, this credit card number. It should have some X's in between there. I've done a override on my system. You will not see XXX's. Remember, I work for Quick, so we do mad stuff. You will not see a credit card number in there. You will see some X's, okay? But this is basically what your credit note or refund will then look at. Some people go and they're like, Deirdre, I only want to show my client one line because it's going to confuse the living hell out of him. You can do that. And I'm going to show you how. You can literally, and remember I said to you there's a right way and a different way of doing things. Okay, remember that original ticket. There's the original ticket number 8635. The other way of doing it, but it's not going to show refund notice, is by saying retrieve invoice 8635. Open it up. And what they do is they take that cancellation penalty straight out from here. So it is 4790.00 minus 1398.50 equals, and all they do is they go and say, whoops, where's that my 339150? 339150. They still get to the same result that you have in your BSP total, okay?
But what the ladies need to be careful when they do it in this way, make sure that you do the commission correctly. Some of the airlines might take their commission. So when you're doing your BSP differences or your BSP balancing, it's going to kick out if we don't put the proper commission in there.
Exactly. Hannah, absolutely, exactly. Okay, you can see both these credit notes has got the exact same effect. It shows the client they're getting back the 6,861 odd rand, but it has total different swings on how you do it. Okay, if you do reporting on this right-hand one, on credit note 369, it's never going to show that there was any refunds done. It's just going to show a normal credit note. If you do it on the left side, it'll actually show it as a refund in the reporting. You need to decide, although it's easier for you to import the original invoice into a new credit note and quickly change it, you need to decide how accurate you want the reporting to be. And that commission percentages is going to bite you in your bum if you don't get them 100% right. Okay.
And another thing, Deirdre, just
yes.
in this instance, should we do it this way and if there was no cancellation penalty? All it does is it's cancelling the original ticket. So again, it's going to kick out in the BSP differences as the ticket not invoiced. Because yes. Remember now we're just reversing the initial air ticket.
That's
invoice.
Right. That's right. Absolutely. Look, I'm a big fan of left-hand side. I just like a proper audit trail because I think I've been involved in too many audits. So yeah, left-hand side works for me. The right-hand side will also work, but now you know the pitfalls and the dangers. Exactly as Hannah said, yeah, you can do it, but there's always buts. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you for helping the people. I love it. I love it when I've got people who's interactive with me.
Like this, yes, when reporting come up. So it will work for the client because the client will get a credit note. It doesn't work for back office because, like you say, the trail now of when it was refunded, because all it will ever do is just offset, reverse the initial invoice if there's no cancellation penalty.
Quite right. Quite right. And then also remember, if we now save this credit note, I'm saving mine because I like mine. If I save it, it actually says here in the SRC, this was a refund. So you don't have to go and figure out why did you do a credit note. The system's telling you, you did it because it was a refund. If you save this, okay, I am going to save it. It's obviously going to take out my books, but that's okay. We're doing this. Close. Can you see there? It just says ticket. So it looks like it was a voided ticket and you just did a refund. You just did a credit note. Okay. Pitfalls, be wary. You have the idea. Would you like me to do another refund for you, or are you all okay? You tell me. I'll gladly do as many as you want me to. Or do you guys think you've got the gist of it?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, it's Tanyani from Chesa. Can we do another one?
Of course I can do another one. Gladly, my darling. That's what we're here for. Hey, that's why we have these training sessions. Right here. So let's go find my duty dial. Okay, so let's look at a cash refund. So we're going to look at this top okie here. This is a cash refund. It almost looks like they've given us everything back, including, the commission, sorry for us. Yeah, we have to give that back. So it says the balance payable is 21345. Let's start. I'm going to move slightly up. So we've got our total. You can still see what is on the billing, but let's go do another credit note. Let me just close that and make my screen a bit smaller again so we can see. I think that's okay. Let's do a quick ticket lookup. Let's see, did Deirdre actually do the invoice? Because you know Deirdre does weird things. So 376455292. Right, so Deirdre did originally do an invoice. Let's quickly go look at it. Oh, actually, some I have 2 tickets in here, but we'll just do the one for now. I'll show you what happens if you get 1 refund, but there used to be 2 tickets on there. So Deirdre, how are we going to handle this? If you do it my way, you'll never have the problem. If you use that retrieve button, then you're going to have to go and delete stuff and all of that. So here's the original ticket. Let's just quickly squiz and see if there was any differences. The total was 21,508.93. So already that looks kind of good, hey? We have fares and we have VATs, but I mean, if it comes to that total, I'm not going to look at the split. I'm not going to use my calculator right yet for that. Okay, on the right-hand side, they gave COM of 16320. Oops, look here, guys. Remember Hannah warned you earlier on about commissions. Ta-da! So already there's a discrepancy here because this COM here that QuickTrade invoiced out was for 1,400 odd rand, and they are saying, no. Hello, it's only 163 rand. Okay, so warning bells are already ringing because there's already a discrepancy. I cannot even do a retrieve if I want to because I need to go and change comms. So let's go and do this. I have, can you all guys see? Okay, so this was a client account D22. Now, as I said to you earlier on, what you can do when you do your new credit note, open up the old invoice, put it on the right-hand side. And the only reason I'm doing that is to see if there's any order numbers or stuff that's in here that I need to put on this particular refund. So we leave it open, but let's do a new credit note. Red, danger, we don't like giving money back, but if we have to, we have to. Here's my new credit note. My account is D22. Luckily for me, I didn't have to put in a forced order number or a reference field. What are we going to do now? We're going to go new, refund notice, put in the refund number, as well as the ticket number. And if you're wondering where I'm getting it from my BSP billing, and I'm also getting it on the right-hand side. So it's either or wherever you look. Just make sure you've got the right ticket number open on the right-hand side so that you don't make a mistake. System says, hello, I found an invoice. Are you happy? And you can say, yeah, okay, pull in the stuff. Because remember I said to you earlier on, some things you want to keep. And the things you want to keep definitely is this flight details. If you have it like I have, trust me, you don't want to go look for it. So let's just import. And very important now, at this point in time, you need to double check every single line here. The fare, are they giving us back 16,320? Yes, 16,320. Are they giving us back taxes? Now, I'm just minimize that because I want to open up my calculator here. We're going to quickly add up those taxes. Okay, I'm not saying I distrust Quick. I'm just saying I'm checking it back to my billing. Here's all my taxes. So we're looking at these totals that you see here, guys. Right, oops. 716 plus 24.86. Woo! Deirdre, speed wobble. Sorry, cancel. Sorry about that. $5,188.93. Is that what Quick had originally? Yes, it is. Sorry, Quick, I doubted you, but I'm double checking because I need to make sure I've got things right. Close the calculator. On the right-hand side, commission. Was the commission 9%? No, guys, it was 1% and it came to a total of 163 Rand 20. Is my invoice right? Absolutely not. Change it. Change it immediately. Guys, change it here because your BSP recon will be correct. If you don't change it here, you are just creating a nightmare for yourself when we do BSP recons because you have to do journals and this and that and the other. Do it right from the get-go, and I promise you it's far easier than trying to fix things in the background. All right, so let's have a look. The total that the client is getting says here 21,508.93. That looks good. The transaction amount on the billing is at 21,508.93. Yes, well done. Pat on the back. Good so far. Balance payable, of course. What is the balance payable? 21,345.73. Is it 21,345.73 here? Yes. You are now balancing 100% back to that BSP billing. And that's exactly what you want. 100% accuracy. Right. If you have comparisons and you have flags like I have, then unfortunately your job is now to go and put them in. So I'm just going to do mine. And of course I need to say, why am I doing this reason? I have it activated. Sorry for me. I have to comply with my company. I'm going to click save. And of course I can save again. Okay, if at this stage, just to quickly talk about it, if at this stage I wanted to deduct a service fee from here, maybe admin fee or something like that, I can add my admin fee in here. Remember, if it's a cash refund and I want to deduct my service fee, I can do it straight in this credit note, okay? If it is a credit card transaction, you have a different problem because you cannot put a cash transaction on a zero invoice. If you think about it, a credit note, if it's paid by credit card, is in effect zero value. You can't go put in a service fee on that. You will have to go and raise a normal new invoice for that service fee pertaining to the refund. In this instance, because it is cash, I can here go and say, but listen, you are given back 21,000 Rand, but I also have to charge my admin fee for doing this refund, all the phone calls I was doing to the airlines, harassing them for money. So I am going to deduct it from your original credit note. You can do it here, and I'm going to do it. Okay. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a fee reversal, and it's going to feel like I'm bogging your mind, but hang in there with me, okay? So I'm charging a refund fee. I'm absolutely linking it to this particular ticket. I'm going to have to type it in. Sorry. select my passenger. And I'm sorry, guys, I don't work. This was a lot of money. 1,000 Rand. And it was cash. And of course, the credit note and reason was that. If I do it like this, look what it does. Oh my gosh, I'm giving him more back than he should have get. Do you agree? I'm now giving him back 22. I was like, no, I wanted 1,000 for me. If you want, if you want to deduct the money off the credit note, you're going to put in a minus. Whoops, 10,000 Rand could be good, but let's just make it 1,000. It's going to put it in red, but look what happens to that total. Okay, so if you want to put your refund in on the actual credit note, your service fee for the refund, your admin fee, open it up and put a minus in that amount, and you will see that it actually deducts it from the big total. So now client is only getting back 20,000 Rand as opposed to the 21,000 Rand. Okay. Once you're done, simply click on save. And if you want to look at it, this is what it looks like. So now it just says here, listen here, sorry, we don't work for free. We want to charge the service fee. If you maybe wanted to, you could have done a merging. So if you didn't want your client to see in here, on that invoice, I'm going to have to find it now. There we go. Yeah, okay, sorry. I'm looking for the refund, babes. You could have done the merge thing. So if you didn't want your client to know that you were charging your admin fee, you could have merged. I didn't, sorry, but you can. Okay. Any questions? Anything you want to ask me? Anything you want to mention? Maybe some good advice again coming from the floor. I really love this good advice coming through.
Can I ask, are you going to send us the video recording of this?
My darling, I will absolutely send up a recording. I actually think this session is more important than yesterday's session because it worked well. I got very good feedback from all of you. I will load it. I'm going to try and upload it for you this afternoon still. Okay.
Thank you very much.
If
it's
not,
just so
you
that
know
I can do it slowly myself.
No, that's fine. What I will also do is I will give you the document that I used. You know this PDF here at the background? I will give you the PDF so that you can look at those transactions and go slow, step by step, and just to make sure you understand it correctly. I'll do that for you. Guys, if I don't upload it, keep on sending me emails and say, you promised. And I promise I'll get my jack into gear. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Most welcome. Anytime. Any questions? Anybody want to ask?
Thank you very much. No, that was very informative.
I'm happy. I'm happy I can oblige. Okay. I think you understand the reasons now why I prefer you to use a refund versus the retrieval of refunds. I see you can see why we are doing those things. And if it's not clear, I promise you, next week when you visit me and we do some reports training, you're going to be like, oh my word, I better use refunds because I can see now. The light is on. Okay. Anything else? Anybody?
All good on my side. Thank you, Deirdre.
Thank you very much.
If that is it, and there's no more questions, I would like to thank you for spending the last hour and a quarter with me. It's been an absolute joy. I love interactiveness. You guys are awesome. Have a stunning day. And then for those that I see tomorrow, see you tomorrow on the other side. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.